All right, so 3, 2, 1. Adam, it's always a pleasure seeing you. How are you, sir?
Fantastic. How about yourself?
I'm doing absolutely great. So thank you for jumping in. You're one of those clients that we keep working, we keep helping year on year. And life changes, you keep evolving, you keep doubling, you keep creating new businesses, and it's always self-mastered. So tell me a little bit about your journey. Oh.
Yeah, so I originally joined Selfmastered, I think it was almost 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time I was working corporate. And it really joining the program was a huge transformation because there was just a lot of mental capabilities that I didn't currently have. One of them was like the ability to focus. So I think that was like the most fundamental skill that I tried to acquire. And I tried to do that prior to joining the program, but I didn't have any luck. So I saw Self-Mastered through a friend, and I learned more about the brand, and I applied, and luckily I was able to get in. You saw something in me, so
Absolutely.
through working in the program, you really took a very invested approach, and teaching me about how the mind works, how to focus, how to prioritize tasks, how to look at leverage, and also how to think systematically, which I think is really important because you're really helping your clients assess how reality works and how to actually manipulate reality to your advantage. Learning about certain mental models like theory of constraints and like how to prioritize your energy and your basically all your energy needs to be prioritized into your bottleneck. But prior to knowing that, I was placing my energy into things that just weren't serving me because I didn't have a systematic framework of actually approaching reality. So that definitely gave me a lot of clarity, and it not only helped me in a business sense, but just with life in general.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this program, Self-Mastered, I mean, the name is encapsulate exactly what you're doing is you're helping people master themselves and reach their highest potential.
Love it. And we also go, so everything you just said is absolutely fundamental from a kind of strategic point of view, because you need to understand what needs to be prioritized and why, and what's the bottleneck and how to attack it, and make sure that you're actually doing the most important thing, because everything else is just a waste of time. But
Exactly.
also, I'm very interested in you discussing because the mental training aspect, the spiritual frameworks, because we go deeper than anybody we know about how the mind works, how the spirit works, how both interrelate, how to truly always have control over your thoughts, your emotions, your behavior, to one step back and do those mental mastery protocols. How has that helped you over time?
Yeah. So I would say, and I mean, just there's data that really backs this up, but my productivity, I mean, maybe 5 to 10x. I mean, since
Man,
joining the program. I mean, you really have to look at it from a standpoint of before joining the program, going back to focus, I wasn't able to focus for
mm-hmm.
10, 20 minutes. And so that's just one element. But then it's also prioritization. It's like I didn't know what to actually put my focus on. So it goes back to the previous point I made was like I was working on 10 things at the same time. A lot of things had no leverage. So just the amount of progress that I've made with those two adjustments made that investment completely worth it.
Plus, when you master your mind, procrastination starts not happening anymore, because you can literally remove self-doubt, remove procrastination, remove everything that does not align with what you're chasing, right?
Exactly. Exactly. And so aside from like prioritization and then you have focus, there's also training that you give your clients regarding how to master their mind. So one of the biggest things that you highlight is meditation.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people, they have a misconception of it where they think meditation is, there's just a lot of barnacles on the word meditation, mindfulness, but you specifically with this program is you almost teach us how to weaponize our mindset in a way. It's like you're using meditation not just to become at peace, which is incredible, but you're using it to increase the gap between stimulus and response. You're using it to enhance your focus. You're using it to become more mindful. You're using it to make better decisions. And that's something that I've learned is like, especially coming into this role as a founder, it's like decision making is, it might be like the highest leverage thing that you can do in this day of age, because there's so much leverage available. You have AI, you have automation, you have systems. Everyone knows how to build these things. So now it's like, who is the best thinker? Who can think systematically? Who can think with clarity? Who can make high leverage, good decisions? That's who's going to go the farthest. But I wouldn't have had these type of insights without the program. And then to take it a step further, so we talked about like the mind, we talk about mentality, then you talk about intuition and like getting yourself in a space to where you can have insights that you can't have if you're overstimulated, which goes back into meditation.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the program, it just does a great job of shifting your paradigm and also allowing you to see why these things you preach have such a good impact and are like monumental, like you almost have to do them.
I mean, there's no other choice if you want to win, because at the highest levels of sports and business, because we coach people from 5 to 9 figures, it's never a lack of skills.
Yeah.
It's never a lack of work ethic. It's never a lack of capital or ability to have power to access a specific relationship. It's always about how you manage your mind, how you're able to think, and how fast can you move from idea to execution, from stimulus to response, or how can you stop the automatic response in the stimulus so you don't make a bad decision, so you don't fall for whatever temptation you may have, and therefore create havoc on your business. So absolutely, mate. I see it every time. People are like a 10 out of 10 skill-wise, like they're very good at what they do, but the how and the why is just not there. So they're really operating at 20%, 30% of what they could be, wasting time, distracted, procrastinating, making their own choice, not having a strategy. This is why I'm so passionate about it, because as you know, I have my VC fund, right? And we help portfolio companies do exactly that. Dude, focus, prioritize, do one thing at a time, and really master the mind so you're never called for that mental waters of, all those negative emotions. Got it. So you had a business, you doubled it, then you decided that it was too tough of a niche, then you pivoted and you created another one with the Selfmastered principles, way faster. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I had a car rental business, and prior to joining, I was doing okay. And then, after joining, I 2x that business. But the vehicle in itself wasn't scalable. So I decided to exit out and pivot into something that was more scalable. So I chose the agency model. Figured that's a good model to teach me a plethora of skills that I can apply to different vehicles, after I'm done with this. So I initially started an automation agency, and I actually came to you about that to get your advice on it. And you've helped me tremendously with positioning, how to market myself, and just fundamentals, because at the end of the day, I was very new. So there was a lot of concepts that I didn't really understand. I didn't understand marketing like I do now. I didn't understand sales. I didn't understand operations. I just knew the technical skill, but I didn't have those fundamental skills. I guess you can say I wasn't T-shaped. So coming to you, you actually helped open my mind to those aspects of business. And that allowed me to actually, going back to focus on those fundamental skills to get where I needed to go. And then
let me stop you there, because it's very important what you just said. You're able to learn so much in such short amount of time, because the way we teach focus and meditation and structure your day, we're literally leveraging the latest science to induce a stronger neuroplasticity effect. So you are literally learning and memorizing and encoding faster than the average human, because we teach you how to do it. So I'm not surprised that, let's say a year ago, no, because you started your business like 6 months ago, right? Yeah. You had no idea of marketing, sales, and now, mate, how much are you doing on average?
Yeah, so we're doing over 20 grand a month
in six months. Dude, I'm this is the kind of things that make me happy. See this kind of things, because it proves the point that if you really learn how to think better, how to focus better, how to memorize better, how to learn better, everything becomes better. But sorry, I interrupted you. You were saying.
What was I saying? So then from the automation agency, I pivoted into a co-founder and COO role with someone else that specializes specifically lead generation and marketing. And that's allowed me to actually hone in on my skill sets and actually create something that I can be proud of. And then, obviously as time goes on, I can always pivot back into purely automation. But right now, this is it's been the right decision. It's been a very strategic decision that I'm, very proud of.
Awesome, mate. I'm so happy. So truly happy and truly honored to keep helping you in your journey.
Absolutely.
What would you tell someone who is watching this video and wants to do what you did? So for 3 months, double the business, then realize not for you, start a new business, 20K in 6 months, and really learn how to focus, how to be consistent. What would you tell them? What should they join Selfmastered?
I think you should join Selfmastered because, and I've learned this through experience, it's mastering your, like, if all your needs are met, let's say you have food and shelter, you have, stability financially, at some point you're going to get to a place where you're going to seek self-realization and self-mastery. And a lot of those material goals that you aspire for, when you hit them, they're actually not going to make you as happy as you thought they would be. So what people fundamentally want is to perform their best. They want to be the best version of themselves. That is literally the highest attainment, is to be someone that you visualize yourself to be in the next 10, 20 years, but to be on that path, whether, you want to be the greatest businessman that you can be, the greatest father, whatever your goal is. But if you truly have the insight to see that, okay, my greatest aim is to be the best version of myself that I can be, then it's a no-brainer to join a program that's going to assist you in that. And the one differentiating factor about Selfmastered is the fact that, one, not even from a bias standpoint, you can literally look at Selfmastered's marketing, look at the content, look at what Leon is saying, and look at just the science behind what he's saying. Look at how intricate and detailed the content is versus other performance content. There's really not much of a competition out there. So it's just a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer.
Dude, nobody looks at performance like we do. Nobody goes into what is spirit, what is mind, how to master mental states, how to master physiological states, how to master strategy. Like, it's just a matter how to master flow states, how to master systems building. Couldn't be otherwise. Last question about the community, because you've been a part of the community for 18 months, 20 months now. So you've seen, 6, 7, 8-figure entrepreneurs. What do you think it makes different? Because people that are seeking self-mastery, that are really performing at the level that you are now, they're kind of a different kind of beasts, right? So what do you think of it?
Okay, so we talk about systems and systems thinking, and then we talk about the environment in which a system operates in. The environment is such a huge differentiating factor. So it's like, that's another thing. I didn't even get to talk about community. So when you join this community, you're seeing people operate at a higher level than you. You're seeing people exit their $1 million business. You're seeing people grow $1 million agencies. You're seeing people that have built that in the past and are striving for new goals. So then your mind fundamentally changes, because now you're like, okay, if this guy's doing it, maybe he's a lot smarter than me, maybe he's not, but at least you see that it's possible. And it's not just it's not a concept anymore. It's like, this is actually, it's here. These are people that are actually doing it. I can have conversations with them. There's coaching calls where I'm having conversations with them, asking them practical questions. And the biggest surprise to it, I think, for me starting out, was the fact that, like, if I had a question, a lot of their answers are like, oh, that's doable. I can actually do that. So it really demystifies this whole concept of, reaching 7 figures or 8 figures. Is like, all this is doable. You just need to make sure that your performance is on point.
And we help you with that. Like, there's tons of meetings in the background, which we super encourage. People helping, clients helping authors getting to 7 figures, because we have tons of people reach 7 figures with us within 12 to 18 months. So that's the goal, man. That's absolute elite group of people helping each other. That's the whole goal of the Performance Center, Elite Performance Academy that Selfmastered has. That's the vision, right? Very smart people working hard for a better future, building 7-8-figure businesses. This is what we strive for. Adam, mate, what can I say? I'm absolutely blessed to have you in the community. You're an absolute elite player within, and I'm really happy to learn that you're already a 20K, mate. Last time we spoke, we were not a 20K. Things move fast.
Absolutely. Hey, it's really, you've been monumental in this. So I appreciate everything.
Mate, we're only going to getting started. I have your 7-figure status here. I want to get you there as fast as possible.
Absolutely.
Hopefully in less than a year, right? Because what's the record now? The record is about 14 months.
Okay.
No. Yannick did it in how much? About 12 to 13 months. I think that's the record.
So I got like 6 months.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Challenge accepted.
We'll see
All
what
right.
we do. Yeah.
Dude, we're gonna be working on the roadmaps now to make sure that that's the case. Anyway, thank you very much for jumping in. Thank you for your trust. Thank you for help. Keep sharing, keep growing, keep killing it, and let's keep in contact. Okay.
Absolutely.
Cheers, brother. Thank you very much. Cheers. Bye bye.